Hey everybody, it's Edgewind here with Pen and Sword Productions, and we've got another episode of Pen and Sword Horde, a Dragon Con exclusive and a internet purchase exclusive. This is going to be two different purchases from the same company in two different locations. Now, there are many of you out here who are with me on this. Star Wars is one of the best things ever. And one of the best things ever to come out of the best things ever is the legendary lightsaber. And as many of you also know, I am a huge sword fan. So what better combination of swords and Star Wars than for me to have a lightsaber, right? Yeah, exactly. So, about a year or so ago, I made this purchase, and just so many things have come up, just the distractions of life and whatnot. I have not gotten around to making this review, and I've wanted to. And thanks to recent event, it's Dragon Con, I'm more incentivized to do this, and I can hear Ruiner kind of smirking behind the camera, and he better stop. I can hear that smirk.
I totally am, by the way.
I know you are, and like I said, I can hear it. These are lightsabers from Ultrasaber. Now, as many of you know, especially my buddy in Colorado, you know who you are, a lot of websites today are making lightsabers because, you know, Mattel, Hasbro, and all these other companies, they make okay lightsabers, but they're toys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're toys. The handles are made of plastic. The tubes for getting the light through are slightly crappier plastic, and the lights that go through the tubes are just flashlights. They're not even flashlights on steroids. And they have poor sound cards, if you even want to call them sound cards and whatnot. Ultrasaber, along with others like Vader's Vault, Saber Forge, and those kind of places, they make their own lightsabers from pieces of aircraft-grade aluminum, found metal, and whatnot. Ultrasabers, in this case, they use aircraft-grade aluminum, and they machine it down into these beautiful designs. And they take the time and energy to put real LED lights in these things with real sounds, and they make them sturdy enough that you can bang the crap out of these things. You can go full-on lightsaber, make your own lightsaber fight video with these things. They're great. I use mine here when I do some of my sword training, just every now and then when I'm feeling bored and swinging around, a razor-sharp sword just isn't fun. I'll break out the old lightsaber. Now, we've got two models here on the table for display. I've got a few others. I don't have the names of them memorized, but I might bring them out later in the video. We'll see. Mine right here is, if I'm pronouncing this correct, it's either the Aeon or the Eon, and this is the V3LE, and this one, Ruiners, which is actually, I guess you could say, an evil version of mine, just by the look. This is the Dominic's V3. For all intents and purposes, these two handles are identical, just different color schemes. Now, with all the customizations and everything, because you can choose your blade length, you can choose your color for the light, you can choose the quality of your blade. So if you want one that's just for show, or you want one that's for sparring, you have those options. And you can choose the sound card if you want sound at all in this thing. For those of you that are the real hardcore DIY guys and gals, you can just get an empty metal tube here that looks like a lightsaber tube, and you can, put all the guts in yourself and make it really cool. I'm not that smart, nor do I have the attention span to do so. I mean, I was lucky to get through making that thing without getting distracted. I made mine online. And I'll show you the blade color and all that later, but I went with stock sounds. I went with the bare bones basic features, mostly because, like with my tactical Wakizashi, I haven't purchased one of these before, nor have I really held one or anything. I think a buddy of mine has one I held once, like several years ago, and I just wasn't sure what I was getting into, so I went with one of their mid-grade options. On its own, this handle, without sound or anything, just a stunt saber would be about maybe $80 or so. But when I put in the basic sound and a custom light color, because they have a lot of options, and as you go through the light color shades, the price goes up a little bit and all that. It ran me about $203. And then we go to Ruiners. Yes, let's talk about Ruiner, who barely even knows Star Wars, doesn't really care all that much about it, thought my lightsaber was cool, and the fact that when we were at Dragon Con this year, I bought mystery box after mystery box, because if you get a mystery box, there's a chance you might get one with sound. I bought 3 mystery boxes, each at $75 a piece, and no sound. Actually, no, wait, I bought 4. 4 mystery boxes, $75 a piece, no sound on all of them. One of them was actually a duplicate of the other, except for some vents in the handle. And Runer's like, oh, I bet if I try, I get one with sound. So I'm like, you know what? Try your luck. Try your luck. He goes, shells out $75, and not only does he get this really sexy-looking lightsaber, it has freaking sound. Shut up. If you think I'm grumpy, now and he's laughing maniacally now, you should have been there at the dealer's hall when we cracked that box open and all hell broke loose. That's not even counting the fact when I went back and bought that 4th mystery box.
Yeah.
It was basically an exact copy of one I got literally 2 hours earlier?
Probably.
Yeah. The only thing that was different was it did not have any vents in the handle. Now, I'm sure many of you are just tired of staring at a pair of blank lightsabers. So give us just a minute here. Runer, kill those lights. Oh!
My spear.
My spear! No! It'll be fine. It did knock anything over.
Yes.
Just a spear. Alright, now, I'll let Runer get back to the camera so you can see what he's doing. Are we in... Could you, kill that?
How do you kill this?
You got it?
There's a fan controller.
Is the little... There we go, yeah. Well, we'll leave that on. That's not that big a deal.
It's not showing. So.
Okay. Now, here we go. This is my saber. Oh, yeah. Can you see anything on the screen?
Not right now. It's all black.
Good. There. I went with the custom color of Arctic Blue. And as you can see, it is a pretty awesome color. It's if you want just a regular blue color, it'll be pretty blue. But, when you hold this thing in your hand with the sound and everything, you feel like you're Luke Skywalker about to, go into battle. And if you smack it against something... Now, if for whatever reason, if you're sparring and you lock blades, if you just tap the power button, you get that awesome blade lock sound effect. And then another tap turns it off with all the drama. Now, let's talk about Runer's stupid saber. Not only did he get the handle that looks like the evil version of my blade, but let's check out the blade itself. Yes, he got the red blade. He literally got the antithesis of my lightsaber. Which just severely angers me. I'm not going to curse for this. I'm trying not to. I want to keep this one kind of serious. But no, he got the exact evil version of my lightsaber. Now, now because his was a mystery box, he did not make any choices on his. The button style is a little different. The pommel is different. When you get them with sound, you will get a vented pommel, and the style of pommel will vary upon your choice. But it's basically there to act just like an amplifier. It amplifies the sound and gives you that awesome lightsaber sound effect. And of course, so now you can. Pretty cool, right? Now, when you hold them, when you hold the button down, the sabers go off. All right, now, cameraman, could you please restore light here? I'm kind of scared of the dark. It's a blind thing. Oh, that's better. Now, Runer, could you hand me my non-awesome lightsaber? Still pretty cool, but not as awesome. Now, I gave one of the lightsabers in the mystery box, I gave the duplicate to Endy, mostly because I was just extremely bitter. Like, if Runer will attest to this, when I was at that stand and I got the duplicate, I was about to complain. And he was like, "We got to go to a panel. We got to go to a panel. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go." You remember? You could tell.
Complain nothing about to nothing.
Oh.
You did complain to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to complain to them, but you kind of stopped me. Now, obviously here we've got a couple different styles. So now, this one, I believe, is called the Sentinel. I think this is Sentinel V2. This one is called the Initiate, and I am so sorry to Ultrasaber. I cannot remember the name of this one. However, one of the things you obviously are noticing by now is that they have shorter handles. And that is because you can not only choose the handle size, but you can the blades have shorter blades, because not only can you choose a different blade size, you can also take these blades out. Now, I don't have the little Allen wrench on hand. I left it in a drawer, and maybe we'll make another video on that if we feel it's necessary. But you can take these blades out and interchange them with the handles. Like, I've had the short one on this one. I think we tried putting the short one on Ruiners. I'm not too sure.
No,
we didn't know it was one of mine. But these are what fall into the category of stunt sabers. So these are basic sabers, or sabers with basic sound, with the Obsidian soundboard, and these are stunt sabers. Now, a stunt saber, I think, would probably be good for those of you who want to get into making your own little lightsaber fight movies, and you're just going to put the sound effects in after the fact, because these have no sound. But they do have very powerful LED lights, just like the main ones do. And we don't need to turn the lights off for these ones. But as you can see, we've got, 2 reds and a green. And, they're just as sturdy as the big ones here. You can knock these around, no problem. In fact, when we were doing a theater show for Final Show Films, you can go check out that production at Senstaku on their channel. It was a Midsummer Night Stream. Well, after one of the showings, it was either one of the showings or one of the rehearsals, me, Ruiner, and a buddy of ours, we stayed in the parking lot for like an extra hour and a half, 2 hours, just beating the crap out of each other with the lightsabers.
it wasn't that long. It was just like half an hour.
It felt like much longer. It was a lot of fun, though.
Well, 2 of our buddies, actually.
Yeah, it was, you think she would mind if we said her name?
I'd rather not risk it.
Alright.
I will cut that out.
Alright. It was you-know-who, and it was, Units.
From Final Shows.
Yeah, and he's a little scary to spar against, because he's a far better swordsman than I. I'm a novice compared to him, or anybody else for that matter. But he's really good. But we messed around whacking these things and just having a good old time. If you're looking for a fun lightsaber, if you don't want all the drama of the sound and everything, and you just want to have something that's just for hitting your buddy, these are definitely options for you. Now, the blade lengths come in a couple different sizes. These ones are the 36 inches. These are your standard blade length. 36 inch is the standard at Ultrasaber. Now, they also have 32 inch. These are the 24 inch. They have a super long 40 inch, which I believe Ruiner wants to upgrade his saber to.
I want it for another one if I ever make my own custom.
Oh, you don't want to put the 40 inch on this one?
Nah.
Okay. And they have an 8 inch blade.
It's perfect as is.
Yeah. I'm sure it's great. They have an 8 inch blade. Now, the 8 inch blade, I'm sure for some of you, like, why would you need an 8 inch blade? Well, that brings me to something. I do not have this setup. I would like to. Like some of my custom swords from Swords in Northshire, every one of these lightsabers you see here is individually machined. So when you order one off the website, it's going to take a couple days to make and get out to you. But what they also make are Yari extensions. It's basically a piece of steel that's hollow, and you can unscrew the bottom. I'll show you how to disassemble these things in a minute. You can unscrew the bottom of your lightsaber or lightsabers, and with the proper threads, you can screw your lightsabers into this Yari extension and make either a pike or a double-ended spear or whatever, or almost like a scepter-looking thing. If you go on Ultrasaber's website, they have YouTube videos about all that. But that brings me to something I just mentioned here. Batteries for these things. You're going to need 4 AAA alkaline batteries. just for the basic ones, the stunt sabers, and even the ones with basic sound. Now, as you upgrade your sound and lights, because there are a host of options, your battery options are going to change, and eventually you'll just get into rechargeable stuff you can plug into your computer. Heck, you'll have to plug them into your computer just to get the right sound styles you want. But those are going to be pretty pricey. And when I say pricey, I mean along the lines of some of the actual real swords I purchase, kind of pricey. You know, $500-600. They had one there that's running like $700 or $800. These are not Mattel's or Hasbro's lightsabers. These are the ones that are for the hardcore fans, and the Force is most definitely with them. But before I go, let me just show you, if you don't have one, how this works. I'll turn off the green one here. Basically, the bottom here, it's pretty simple. Just unscrew it. And there you go, just a simple little metal bit there. And there it is. There's your component. Now make sure this is like sitting on a table or whatnot, or you're holding it vertically. You don't want to let this thing hang and let the edges here cut your wires, because I don't know how to fix that, and I'm sure you don't want to go through the trouble of it either. As you can see, it's got a little Velcro wrap here to help keep your batteries in place when you're sparring, because we learned the hard way that if you don't have Velcro or tape around these batteries, they will get knocked loose, and that's in itself pretty tricky to get out. I had to email the Ultrasabers website and have them help me with that. So once you put your batteries in and everything, you'll put it back in, and then you'll screw it on. Now, this is how the stunt sabers look. Let me show you how the basic sabers are. And I'll use Ruiners here, just because. His lightsaber deserves screen time too, because it is pretty sexy awesome. Unscrew it. Now, as you can see, he's got the threaded pommel. Can the camera pick up on that?
Yep.
Alright, got the threaded pommel here. And like I said, it's like an amplifier for the sound. So we'll put that right there. And as you can see, his is a little bigger, because it's got right here this speaker. Alright, so... Can you see that? See that little bit right there? That is your speaker. It's a very powerful little speaker, and this is using the Obsidian soundboard that Ultrasabers is famous for. So once you put your batteries in, just fit that in there. And as you can tell, as I'm adding these pieces, the sound is changing quite a bit until we get our final product here. And there you go. So those are the Ultrasabers. Now, I am considering getting one from Saberforge and maybe doing a review on that. It's pretty pricey, and me and Runer, we got some other projects in the works right now. So stay tuned to our channel. We'll have videos from DragonCon coming to you, as well as much more.
Sorry, they're a little bit late.
Yeah.
And by a little, I mean a lot.
Yeah, pretty late. DragonCon was in September. As of this video, it is November 10th. And in the spirit of that, tomorrow will be November 11th. So to all you veterans watching, thank you for your service. And it is the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. So, you know, let's just be glad that kind of stuff is behind us, and be thankful to everyone who's put on the uniform and made the sacrifice, whether it be the ultimate one or even just their time, a physical injury, and a mental one. Just, if you see a veteran or even know a veteran, take the time to thank them, because they deserve it. That and a whole lot more. But not just offend us, Iris. May the Force be with you.